August 12th, 2026 is going to be an unusual day for the night sky. Within roughly 24 hours, we'll get a total solar eclipse, the Perseid meteor shower, near its annual peak, and several planets visible across the pre-dawn sky. If you're watching this before August 12th, mark the date because depending on where you live, you may be able to see some of these yourself. I'm Liz, and you're watching Anti-Axiom. August 12th brings together three very different astronomical events, but what you'll actually see depends a lot on where you are. Some places will experience a total solar eclipse. Much larger parts of the world can watch the Perseids. And the planets have their own viewing conditions, and even if August 12th has already passed, we'll also cover when these events happen again. Let's start with the total solar eclipse. On August 12th, 2026, a total solar eclipse will cross parts of the northern hemisphere. A total solar eclipse happens when the moon passes directly between Earth and the sun, completely blocking the sun for a short time. But you have to be in the right place to see totality. The path crosses northern Russia, Greenland, Iceland, northern Spain, and a small part of Portugal. Outside that narrow path, a much larger area will still see a partial eclipse, including parts of Europe and North America. Even though the moon is much smaller than the sun, it's also much closer to us. The sun is about 400 times wider than the moon, but it's also roughly 400 times farther away. From Earth, that makes them appear almost the same size in the sky, allowing the moon to completely cover the sun during a total eclipse. We don't get a solar eclipse every new moon because the moon's orbit is tilted by about 5 degrees. Most of the time, the moon's shadow passes above or below Earth. If you're planning to watch it, make sure you use proper eclipse glasses. Regular sunglasses aren't safe, and if you're using a camera, binoculars, or a telescope, you'll need a proper solar filter on the front of the optics. If you miss this one, the next total solar eclipse happens on August 2nd, 2027. Later that same night, the Perseid meteor shower reaches its peak from the evening of August 12th into the early morning of August 13th. 2026 is a particularly good year to watch because August 12th is also a new moon. With almost no moonlight in the sky, even fainter meteors should be easier to see. Unlike the eclipse, the Perseids can be seen across a much larger area. The northern hemisphere gets the best view, although some meteors can also be seen from parts of the southern hemisphere. The Perseids happen every year when Earth passes through a trail of debris left behind by Comet 109P/Swift-Tuttle. Tiny pieces of this debris enter our atmosphere at around 59 kilometers per second, producing the bright streaks we see as meteors. They're called the Perseids because they appear to come from the direction of the constellation Perseus. For observers in the northern hemisphere, Perseus rises in the northeastern sky, but you don't need to look directly at Perseus. Meteors can appear across almost any part of the sky, and viewing generally gets better later at night as Perseus rises higher. For the best view, find a dark, open area away from city lights and give your eyes about 20 to 30 minutes to adjust. You don't need a telescope or binoculars. Your eyes are actually better because they give you a much wider view of the sky. And if you miss it this year, the Perseids return every year, usually peaking around August 12th or 13th. The third event actually starts a little earlier, around August 11th, and for several mornings afterward, 6 planets will be spread across the pre-dawn sky: Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. But you won't be able to see all 6 with just your eyes. Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn are the easiest to spot. Jupiter will be especially bright. Mars has its familiar reddish color, and Saturn appears slightly yellow. Uranus will likely need binoculars or a telescope, while Neptune requires a telescope. Exactly what you can see depends on your location, the weather, and how clear your horizon is. The best time to look is before sunrise. This is often called a six-planet alignment, or a planet parade, but the planets aren't actually forming a straight line in space. Most of the planets orbit the Sun in roughly the same plane. From Earth, we see that plane projected across the sky along a path called the ecliptic. That's why the Sun, Moon, and planets generally appear along the same part of the sky. Around August 11th and 12th, these six planets happen to be visible across that region at roughly the same time. So, around August 12th, we have three different astronomical events happening within a very short period: a six-planet parade before sunrise, a total solar eclipse during the day, and the Perseid meteor shower at night. All three happen around August 12th because several different astronomical cycles happen to overlap. The Perseids return around the same time every year because Earth reaches the same part of its orbit and passes through debris left by Comet Swift-Tuttle. The eclipse follows a completely different cycle based on the orbit of the Moon and its alignment with Earth and the Sun. And the planets are moving on their own orbits, each with a different orbital period. Around August 12th, 2026, all of these separate cycles happen to line up from our perspective at roughly the same time. So if you're watching this before August 12th, check the exact time and visibility for your location. And if you're planning to watch the eclipse, make sure you use proper solar eye protection. If you like this video, don't forget to share and subscribe.